Alright, so in the last video we talked about the relationship of the parapet to the areas below, whether it had a wall or not. In the areas where it does not have a wall, where it overhangs, it drops a little lower to we're calling it the bottom of parapet. And then where it is a continuous surface, these walls here actually go up and insulate up until top of plate, which is 10 foot 10, and then there's a smaller wall on top. And you can see this in the wall sections. So where there's no overhang, the SIPS wall continues up to top of plate and the roof sits on it, and then you have a little parapet on top of that. Where there is not a continuous wall, where there's an overhang, the overhang drops actually 10 inches, and there's a 2x6 wall that slides in front of that, right? And sits in front of the beams. So we're going to go ahead and implement that, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to bring all of the SIPS walls that go from floor to ceiling up to the top of plate. And in this condition, we're going to have the 2x6 wall actually come down to top of plate and go up to top of parapet and overlap the roof a little bit. And in this case, we don't have a wall below. We're just going to have that parapet wall that goes from the bottom of parapet to top of parapet. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. So to do that, I need to split kind of these walls out from each other. They're all connected right now. And so I'm going to go to my modify, and there is a split element. And I'm going to go through, and I'm not going to be exact about it. I'm just going to kind of go through and split where the division is. And if it needs to unjoin, you can unjoin things. So I'll just split these guys out, right? And let's spin around the other side. Split that guy, and split this guy. And we'll unjoin when it needs to. So now if I go back over here, I'll go ahead and let's hide the roof. It's a little bit in the way. Now you'll see that all these are separate. So the ones that are over no wall are fine. They're going from bottom of parapet to top of parapet. But the ones that are over the walls, right, I want those to have their base constraint, right, at top of plate. And I want their top constraint to be up to top of parapet. All right, and then I'm going to unjoin where it needs to, right? So you'll see you'll get gaps in some of these, right? But then I'm going to come in and pick all of these walls. So pick all of these SIPS walls, right click on them, select all instances, an entire project, and I'm just going to take those guys up, the top constraint up to top of plate, right? And that should connect all of those walls on the outside where they need to be, and then bring the inside walls up to the bottom of the roof. So that way we get a continuous envelope. And then I just need to go around and do a little fixing because I wasn't super exact. I find it easier to come through and fix this after the fact. So I'm just going to use the align command and come in using my tab key to select faces and just pop these guys, into where they need to be. It's much easier, in my opinion, to do work this way as opposed to trying to be really exact from the very beginning, right? So let me spin around here. Come in, kind of hard to see that one. Yeah, that one looks like it's actually almost there. So right, easy to come in and fix that afterwards, right? So now we have the correct condition around the whole house. All right, so when we come back, we'll start with the interior walls.